Alright, so Piggy Book 2 Chapter 9 is going to be releasing this weekend with a whole bunch of new updates, new features, and cool new skins. Before Chapter 9 releases though, I did want to make this video going over the top 10 canceled Piggy updates. You know, I got curious because every Roblox game, especially a game like Piggy that's been going on for over a year now, there's a lot of ideas that get thrown out in game development, a lot of cool features that Minitoon thought of, tweeted about maybe mentioned on Discord. And just like when it comes to any game, whether it's on Roblox or off of Roblox, there's a lot of ideas that just don't make it into the game. Maybe Minitoon started working on it, he started developing it, and then he was like, you know what, this doesn't really work out too well, and then he just cancels it or changes it into something else. And so in this video, we're going to be going over the top 10 canceled features, updates, whatever you want to call it, to Roblox Piggy. So let's start off with number 1, and that is Mousey. So originally, when Minitoon was working on Chapter 10, the mall map, Mousey was actually expected and supposed to be an NPC. Minitoon released this image of her here, and as you can see, well, she's an actual NPC. Her design is different. She has legs, for example, and I believe she was supposed to be an NPC that we would interact with around the map. Maybe we could talk to her, maybe we could give her an item and she would help us out against Robbie. Maybe even she was expected to become a character in the story, but as you all know, none of that actually happened because, well, Robbie cut her legs off and now she's infected and in events. So I don't think she's going to be joining the story anytime soon. At the end of Chapter 12, the plant, though, in the end credit cutscenes, you can actually see this skin here, the uninfected Mousey Skin. So it still shows up in the game. It's just not in the chapter where it was supposed to be. Moving on to Chapter 8, the Carnival Map, everybody's favorite map in the entire world. Mr. P was actually originally supposed to be a part of this chapter. Before this chapter release, Minitoon actually tweeted and said that Mr. P was going to be playing a large role in Chapter 8. And of course, this makes sense because in the Metro, the chapter before that, and as well as the intro cutscene to Chapter 8, the player literally mentions that he's going after Mr. P. He gets to the carnival, Mr. P was supposed to be there, he was supposed to have a role, and of course, well, he wasn't. He's no longer at the carnival, he's not there, he doesn't show up until Chapter 11. We don't really know what role Mr. P was gonna have played in this map. All we know is that he was supposed to be there, and well, now he's not. So for number 3, and this one is actually a shame that it didn't make it into the game, but right when Minitoon was working on Book 2, Chapter 5, the sewer map, the Alfie's bot, the crocodile, was actually supposed to go in and out of the water. The water in the sewer was gonna be a lot deeper. You weren't able to walk over the top of it just like you are in the map now. It was originally supposed to be something you would swim in, and well, the bot would actually swim around the map, pop out of the water, and get you. Unfortunately, this was scrapped, I'm guessing because it was kind of hard to pull off. Maybe he couldn't make it work with the bot, maybe the AI just didn't really work well with it, but you can see on screen, here's the animations that were finished for it. It was originally supposed to be in the game, and well, it unfortunately never made it in. Now, I'm throwing Chapter 4 in because I'm actually interested in where the story was originally supposed to go because of this, but in the house map, in the Chapter 2 station, I believe in the gallery, there were actually Peppa Pig pictures all over the place. George, for example, showed up all over these maps. You can see here's the old screenshot before well, these got copyrighted. Because what happened is all of these characters were actually Peppa Pig characters because, well, Piggy, the Penny Piggy, was actually originally named Peppa. Georgie was originally named George, just like in Peppa Pig. However, due to copyright, I mean, obviously, Minitoon had to get rid of these. He had to change the names a little bit and probably change up a little bit of the storyline too. So I'm interested to see where the story would have went, if it would have been the same, if it would have been a little bit different, or what would have went on if it was still Peppa Pig. And then number 5 is the Chapter 12 boss fight. Now, this one's a little iffy depending on what you classify as a boss fight, but before Chapter 12 came out, Minitoon was talking about the ending of Chapter 12 having a boss fight. Now, he's never really clarified on what he meant by boss fight. I guess you could classify the end of Chapter 12 as a boss fight, although it's not really a boss fight. It's pretty much the exact same Piggy gameplay. You're just running from Mr. P, you collect a paper, you give it to Mr. P. There really is no boss fight here. There's no health bar, there's no mechanics or anything. It's pretty much the exact same, so I'm not sure if this is something that Minitoon had to scrap because of AI pathing. Maybe he couldn't get the bot to work well with it or something, but there was supposed to be a boss fight in Chapter 12, but it's I guess it's not there. I don't know. Do you guys classify Chapter 12, the ending, as a boss fight? Let me know down below. No, for number 6, it actually has to do with the Katy Skin, and I actually find this one pretty funny. So the Katy Skin was originally going to have a mask on it because, 2020 pandemic, right? It makes sense. He actually ended up removing the mask because, well, it looked a little bit derpy. It looks a little bit weird. As you can see, it just doesn't really fit the head of the Piggy style. And another really fun one here is the cross on Katy's head, the little hat right there. It was originally going to be a red cross, but due to actual IRL real life laws, you cannot have a red cross in a video game because it is the international symbol for the red cross. Would he have gotten in trouble for this by like the government or something? Probably not, but just to be safe, he did actually change it. It's no longer a red cross. Now, in number 7, we're actually going to be talking about the distorted memory Memory Map. So before this map came out, the Parasy was actually going to be the bot for this chapter. Parasy here was going to be the monster that was chasing Georgie through the map. However, unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because I actually really like the Parasy bot quite a bit, the Memory Skin actually replaced Parasy because distorted memory, it makes sense, right? Minitoon was like, you know, let's put the Memory Skin in the distorted memory map. That makes a little bit more sense. But I guess since Parasy was originally going to be in the distorted memory map, does that make Parasy canon to the story? Is this a canon skin now? I don't know. Maybe Minitoon can answer that one. So for this next one, we're actually going to be talking about player skins. This is one I saw on Twitter the other day. I'll just put up the tweet. This is by Piggy News. It says, as of February 2020, Minitoon had no plans to add in player abilities. Instead, he wanted to add skins, but for the players. So we can see that he changed his mind since the abilities are there today, unlike the player skins. Minitoon said, I probably won't do player abilities, but I really want to do something for players in regard to Piggy coins, maybe player skins. And obviously, player skins are not in the game. Now, this next one on the list isn't exactly a canceled update or a removed feature, but kind of a big yoink by Minitoon, and that has to do with the Maple Donut Hideout. So around the time of RB Battle Season 2, a little bit before it kicked off, there was a new badge that was added to Piggy. It was the Maple Donut badge, and it was supposed to reward a Maple Donut skin. That's what everybody was hunting for. And while Minitoon talked about it on Twitter, I made a bunch of videos on it. Everybody really played for it, and everybody was searching all through the maps to try and figure out how to unlock the Maple Donut skin. And of course, find the Maple Donut Hideout. Minitoon even mentioned on Twitter that it was in the game and you can find it. We spent weeks looking for it, and of course, it turned out to not even be in the game at all. It was all a giant yoink because it was part of the RB Battles Season 2 event, and it wasn't even activated or put into the game until a little bit later. Obviously, though, Minitoon couldn't say that because it would have spoiled the surprise, but it was a little secret that was, you know, supposed to be in the game that we spent, you know, hours and weeks looking for and then ended up not being able to find it because it was actually never in the game. Good job, Minitoon. You got me. You got us real good on that one. So for number 10, we're actually going to be talking about the gallery map. Now, the gallery map isn't my favorite map in the game. I think it's a, you know, pretty average map just because of the design of the map. There's a lot of places that you can get caught off guard by Piggy, like Piggy can camp the stairs. There's a few vents you can camp in, and well, originally there was supposed to be 2 exits on this map. So in the back of the gallery, in the orange key room, that little wall right there, the little garage door looking thing, that actually was going to be a second escape for the map. Minitoon originally planned to have 2 escapes on this map. You would have the front door, and then of course you would have this door here. However, it was scrapped because it made the map a little bit too easy. There was just too many places for the players to go, hide, and escape from. And of course, that door is still in the game today, as well as the little mechanism that you would have activated the door with. However, you can't escape because, well, the escape's not there. But anyway, that is 10 Piggy features that, or updates, I should say, that were canceled, changed, modified, or just never put in the game at all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you are subscribed. Chapter 9 is going to be coming out here soon. We're going to be live streaming. It's going to be fun. And of course, make sure you keep using star code RealCreep when you're buying your Roblox and Roblox Premium. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!